Hey friends, happy 4th of July to everyone that celebrates if you're here in America. I was getting ready to sit out on my front porch and listen to a band and watch a fireworks display, and we just got a big rainstorm, so I don't know if any of that's going to be happening now. But so I thought I would come on here and do a little video and talk to y'all about the fact that Gypsy Rose is off parole and she is drinking. Now, while there's nothing wrong with that, there's nothing wrong with having a night out, getting crunk, but most people don't do it multiple nights in a row whenever they have a 6-month-old at home, and they tend to not live stream it to their 9 million followers. My God, as an elder millennial, like in the early 2000s and late 90s, we would have been horrified at the thought of live streaming our crunk nights to even, 200 people, 50 people. We didn't know what live streaming was. Most of us are pretty grateful that it wasn't around whenever we were active fools. But the point that I want to point out is a contrast here, because in her books, Gypsy Rose got really freaking preachy about how she's never drank and there's no way she's going to crave drinking. Whenever Ryan told her early in their marriage, their short-lived marriage, that he was worried she was going to be wanting to go out and party and feel like she was missing out on her life and stuff, Gypsy said, how would I even want to do that when I don't even know what it is? I've never done it, so how could I want it? Y'all, she wants it. She always wanted it. To demonstrate what I'm talking about here, let's take a look at a passage from her first book. This is not My Time to Stand. This is Released, the very first one that she put out. Gypsy says, I think the only thing we will need to be patient and careful about is me getting out and being the public figure we discussed. But also, Ryan will be public now too. He is going to be in the docuseries and is going to go from being, I guess, obscure to recognizable. Ryan is sometimes like, what if you want to go drinking and bar hopping because you never did that before and want to experience hooking up and stuff? And I'm like, that sounds terrible. Why would I ever want to hook up with strangers who don't know me or care about me? By the way, I haven't ever had alcohol, so I don't know if I will want it. I would never cheat. I'm not a cheater. Just some examples here of how you could never take Gypsy at her word. So the next thing after she declared she would never cheat, before she got pregnant with another man's baby while she was married to Ryan, she followed that up by saying, my whole life has been centered on instability. Random hookups will be going back to chaos, not the stability that I enjoy with my husband. But I think after how I saw strangers can come out of the woodwork and befriend you once you're on TV, remember those people who wrote to Dad and Christy? What if people start writing to Ryan? Will it all just become noise? Will my insecurity turn on? I don't want that for us. Melissa Moore says, what do you mean? And Gypsy has some silence, and then she says, I want what my mother didn't have, which is what I think made her the way she was. I want a stable, loving family. I want an adoring, faithful, present husband. Now that's interesting. She thinks that not having a stable family and an adoring, faithful husband is what made Dee Dee the way she was, not mental illness. Interesting, y'all. I want a successful career as an advocate, she continues, to make real change and impact and live with purpose. I want to help others, especially helpless children, even if I never meet them. Now here's the real kickers. Listen to this, y'all. Gypsy says, I want to try and give back to the people and organizations that were hurt by my mother and me. When did that ever happen? I know she made one donation to, I think, Make-A-Wish, whatever. She says, I want God's plan for me to reveal itself and for God to bless me and Ryan forever. I want God to forgive me and to take care of my mother in heaven. I want to make my mother's life mean something. I want to learn to live my life in a way that my mother didn't know how. Let's take a look at how she's living, y'all.
I'm pretty sure I reached my limit, but I am gonna continue to drink.
Glad that was all caught on tape. All right, Stevie, chill out, dude. What was that creature?
I think we're all wondering who is that creature and why he seems so hot for Ken. Keen.
Yo, Caitlin, thank you for the galaxy.
Thank you, Caitlin.
All right, chill. Alright, we're just gonna call this a
I'm super. No, don't press it.
Thank you guys for coming in. We'll see y'all tomorrow. We're gonna be in Austin for a couple days.
Well, don't take it.
We need some kind of counter, like a counter tape for how many times Ken gets embarrassed of Gypsy on a live.
That yesterday.
Shit!
What?
Oh, shit. Everybody's done it.
Y'all heard the girl.
I mean, come on now.
They just jealous because they didn't have. They just jealous because they didn't have no toothbrush growing up.
For anyone who doesn't know what they're talking about with the toothbrush, let's take a little reference here. The toothbrush information originally came out from a FOIA that Into the Weeds did, but it's come out again from a FOIA that NPG Cornerstone did. I know a lot of people have issues and questions and problems with NPG Cornerstone, but I am appreciative of the information that they put out, and I want to show y'all what was said here. I don't know why they chose to do this with a French accent. It kind of makes it a little bit funnier, y'all. Let's take a look.
Okay, and did your relationship evolve over time?
Yeah, I mean, at the convention, it was, you know, just kind of a getting to know you thing, but talking over the internet and such, it developed.
And what did it develop into?
There were some feelings there, but there was sexting. There was video mutual masturbation.
Okay, and is this something that when you were exchanging videos with her, can you tell me a little bit about that content? When you say mutual masturbation, what is she doing? Is she using instruments? Is she...
She did from time to time, yes.
Do you remember?
She had a toothbrush, motorized toothbrush she seemed to enjoy.
Okay. And is this something you needed to direct her to do or asked her to do or something she seemed to have not done before?
No. She was doing what she wanted to do, you know?
Okay. Is part of this back a little bit to the gaming and how you met? Is there role-playing involved in some of this gaming?
Yeah, it's integral to it. It's cooperative storytelling.
I'll put a link in the description to the full video from MPG Cornerstone. It's very interesting because it once again confirms that Gypsy was into BDSM with Dan way before she met Nick. And not only that, that she introduced Dan to BDSM, which, like I said, we know from other FOIAs, but it's always good to have another one for confirmation.
About to call this place.
And say what?
And say, somebody's there. There's someone there. That's
Told everybody.
What are you?
They're showing on me.
It's rude.
I hate people.
Freak.
What are you drinking?
Gypsy,
Yeah.
listen. Austin's trying to tell you something.
Okay, I'm listening.
I got hit my limit. Lord.
Now, one thing that is really, really strange to me, to go back to the Stevie guy in the beginning, is Gypsy was so perturbed, her and Ken both, about the rumors that Ken might be bi. They were actually legit upset about it. Ken was literally going on morbids to supposedly combat it and this and that. And we saw Gypsy flip out in their last season of Life After Lockup about the rumors, Ken. You have to watch out for the rumors. So did all that go away when she went off parole? Because if they're worried about any rumors, and especially any rumors about Ken being gay, I don't know why they would live stream this dude. Let's take a look, y'all.
Never lived in San Francisco. I have visited there.
Yeah, you know you lived in the gay fucking area.
All right.
You're all down there sucking the gay
Yeah, this is
rainbow shit.
Live with this guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, down there rainbowing up. Rainbow faggot.
What are we doing?
Kids even old enough to figure.
Ladies and gentlemen, our night at the bar. Okay, and we're gone. Bye. All right. Party on 6th Street. I'm not gonna party as hardy as I did on bourbon, because I straight passed out on bourbon. I partied too hard.
So let me know in the comments, friends, what do y'all think about Gypsy's lofty goals and preaching and God's going to do this and God's going to do that versus what she actually did when she got out?